Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can sell on Etsy or any other marketplace and use a print-on-demand company that does not integrate with Etsy or whatever marketplace you're selling on. So for example, if you were using Printful, Printful integrates directly with Etsy, so you don't have to use Shopify. If you don't want to, you can just connect your Printful account and your Etsy account, and you can fulfill orders, and you can even do them automatically if you want to. But with some companies, such as Teelaunch, which is right here, they have a lot of different products that Printful doesn't have. Another one is called SPOD. They have great prices. They recently just reduced their prices by 20%. So they have a lot of great products and also really cheap prices. And unfortunately, these two examples, they do not integrate with Etsy. So if you want to sell using print-on-demand with Etsy, but you have a provider or more than one print-on-demand company that you use that doesn't integrate with Etsy yet, you can still use them by doing manual orders. So first you need a Shopify account. You can get a $9 account where you can use all of Shopify's features without having an actual Shopify store. And so instead of you paying $30 a month, you're just paying $9 a month. That's a really good option for anyone who wants to have multiple Etsy shops or multiple shops that are not on Shopify, but you don't want to pay a lot of money to have a store for no reason if you don't need that. If you don't need that Shopify store yet, you can just pay $9 a month and still access these apps. So it's good to have multiple print-on-demand companies if you want a wide variety of products and if you want to find the best prices, best shipping times. SPOD, for example, they're really cool. I started using them recently because they get everything out in 2 days. So that's amazing compared to a lot of other companies that are really slow. So let's pretend we got an order here on Etsy. Someone ordered a shirt from us on Etsy and we're going to use SPOD to fulfill it. We will come to our Shopify account, and like I said, you can get a $9 account to save yourself a lot of money. Click on create order. Now, this is just a demo store, so I don't have a lot of things set up, but I did make one product just for this demo. So we're going to type in SPOD because we know that the product the customer ordered comes from them. I'm going to select it, click add to order, and then we're going to add a customer. So you come over here where it says find or create a customer, make the customer. We're just gonna make a fake name and fake address. For email, I would suggest you create an email address that is just going to be used for this purpose, because sometimes you don't have your customer's email address. So I could pretend that my email address that I made is customer@gmail.com. And then you would add in their address. You can skip the phone number because usually if you get an order from Etsy, you won't have a phone number. We're going to say address here. What city? Let's do Los Angeles. Now this information you would get from your you would get from your order, your customer's name, and you would have your customer's address. This email would be an email that you would create with whatever company you want to create with, like Gmail, and then you would use that same email address over and over again in order just to have something to put here when you're doing your orders on Shopify. And then you click Save Customer. The next thing that you need to do is go to Add Shipping, and then you would click Free Shipping. If you don't do the Add Shipping part, your order might not go into your print-on-demand company's system. I don't know why that is, but that's just the way it is. So make sure you put shipping, add shipping, and then you can make it free. Now the prices here, this stuff doesn't matter because the customer already bought the product on Etsy or wherever you're selling. So they already bought it, they already paid for it. What you're doing is just manually making this order in Shopify so that it can get pushed to your print-on-demand company. So after you add the order product, you add their information as a new customer, and then you add shipping. And then what I would suggest is you put a note. So let's say if you sell on Facebook and you send invoices and you also sell on Etsy, I would put wherever this customer came from and their order number. So I would say Etsy store 1. So let's say you have 3 or 4 different stores. You could just say Etsy store 1, and then I'll put the order number so that I can keep track. And then I would click here where it says mark as paid. So like I said, the customer already paid on Etsy. We're just using this to get the order through to the print on demand company. So we mark as paid. A little pop-up's going to come up here. It's going to say, did you receive payment for this order outside of Shopify? So in order to say yes, you just click create order. And the order is created. So now you have an order here. And at this point, you would go to make sure that the order went through to your print on demand company. So you click on apps. And it says one order need a review. Orders. You would click it. And right here it says request fulfillment. This is how you would get them to get started on your order. So since this is just a demo account and not a real order, I'm not going to do that, but you would just click this button here. It would turn to a lighter purple color, and then this part right here where it says in review, this would change to say in production, and so you would know that everything went through. With SPOD in particular, I know that they do not charge you until your product ships. Once you get your shipping notification, then they will charge your credit card that you have on file with them. And so at this point, Shopify is not dealing with any of this payment. So you're not getting charged a transaction fee or anything like that through Shopify, because this order actually doesn't have anything to do with Shopify. You're just using Shopify in order to get your order manually created and then sent to your print on demand company. So I hope that makes sense. It was a little bit confusing when I got started, but this is a good way to be able to use any print on demand company that requires Shopify, even if you're not selling on Shopify. So that's how you do it. It's the same way for Teelaunch as well. This request fulfillment part, this might be a little bit different for you, because on my stores, I always have it set up to manually require manual approval from me, just so that nothing goes through automatically. So I don't know what the default setting is, but I know that I always put it to manually require approval. So that's why I would have to come here and click request fulfillment. But it might be a little bit different for you depending on your settings and which company you're using.